excited?
I am excited.
It's been a long time coming, huh?
Well, not really. It's been a year and 3 months.
Who's counting?
Me.
Hello everyone, this is Abby, your hygienist here at Tooth Time. Today's video is going to be really cool, but first, you know the drill. Go ahead and click the like button, subscribe, and comment below on any further content that you want to see. Let's get started. As we're going to show you how we take braces off on a patient who has been super compliant during his treatment and has done really well that he even shortened his time frame. So I know that everybody's always nervous when they get their braces taken off because they feel like it's going to hurt, but really the only thing that you're going to feel is pressure, and you might hear some like cracks and noises, and it's just really taking off the molar bands. When you're taking them off, it's detaching that glue. So first, what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and take off the brackets on the top and then move our way to the bottom. So we'll have our molar band removal, and it's going to remove the upper molar bands. So we'll start with the upper molar bands, and then we'll slowly work our way to removing the brackets one by one. Know that whenever you have your brackets removed on the front anterior teeth, because it's only one root, sometimes it's a little bit sensitive. So you might feel a little bit of tenderness or discomfort whenever they're taking off the brackets on the front. So that's why sometimes I have patients bite on the cotton row just to kind of put pressure on that, and it helps them feel a little bit more comfortable. Not all patients need that cotton row. So we're going to go ahead and take off the brackets on the top one by one. And then on the bottom, what I went ahead and did, and I took out the wire first because I'm going to go ahead and bond their permanent lingual 3-3 retainer. And what that means in layman's terms is that permanent wire retainer that they're going to have on the bottom inside of their teeth. And that usually stays on indefinitely. You take it to the grave with you. It's a little souvenir you take. So here are the steps to putting on the lower 3-3 retainer. We're first going to make sure that any of the plaque is removed, any of the tartar calculus, as that can interfere with the adherence of the retainer. Once I removed all of that plaque and calculus, I'll go ahead and rinse everything out, and we'll apply our etching material. Remember that our etching material doesn't taste so good. It's kind of sour and tart, so when it rinses, you're going to feel like your mouth is very watery. This is going to help the teeth get really chalky and dry, so I can go ahead and apply the retainer. Next, the step is bonding that bonding material. It kind of makes it a little bit glossy, but it's the next step to bonding the retainer. Then we'll go ahead and place the retainer on the teeth. You're probably wondering what's a purple little rubber that's with the retainer, and it's really just holding the retainer so we can apply it in the correct position on the teeth. So we'll go ahead and start what we call our lower canines, as that's going to bond first, and then we'll remove the purple rubber and we'll bond every tooth from there on out. In case you're wondering where did we get this retainer, we always take an alginate impression, so those little moldings of your teeth, right before we take off your braces. So we take an alginate impression on the bottom, we send it to the lab, it comes back in about less than a month, and by your next visit to take off your braces, it's arrived, and that's what it looks like. Okay, so remember that because you're going to have this retainer there for a long time, you have to make sure that you're always flossing it, you're always maintaining it, you're getting your cleanings done, as we have a salivary gland right in the bottom of our two front bottom teeth in the inside. That builds up a lot of bacteria at night, especially with now having that retainer there. You're more prone to like an increase in bacteria. So you have to make sure you floss, you brush really well, and you use any of those mouth rinses that are going to help give you any kind of fluoride. If you have any questions on any products that you might want to invest in, you can click on the link above and it'll take you straight to the store on our recommended home hygiene or care products. So now I went ahead and placed that bonding lower 3 lingual retainer. Now we're going to go ahead and remove the brackets. So I'm not going to put the wire back on. I'm just going to take off one bracket at a time and one molar band at a time. Sometimes when we have when we take off the molar band, sometimes the glue will come off with the molar band, and then sometimes it'll stay on the teeth. Any glue that's left on the teeth from the brackets, we're going to go ahead and now and remove it with our hand piece to make it all shiny and smooth. So in case you're wondering also if this process hurts, it does not hurt. As long as there's water or the handpiece is not moving too fast when they're not using water, then you should be good. So there's a few steps to taking off the glue in case you're wondering also why is there so many steps. It's just a process that we need to do to make sure that all the glue is taken off, but you don't feel like you're left with like a rough surface or you feel like there's lines on your teeth. So we'll use our white stone burr first to remove any of the glue, and then if there's any of the glue left, we'll use our little white rubber wheel burr and kind of smooth the surfaces up, and then take off any of the rest of the residue of the glue. Once we're done with that, we'll go ahead and use our profi angle and remove any of the. In case you're wondering, we use the gold little burr, and that one is just to kind of smooth everything out on the bottom lingual retainer, as sometimes it can feel a little too bulky from the glue being too thick. We kind of smooth everything out and shaped it down a little bit more. You don't want to do too much because sometimes that thins out the glue, and then also the glue will break, and then the retainer won't set in and will come off, and then you'll have relapse. you have to remember your teeth are very vulnerable in the first few months, the first 6 months. So you have to make sure that you're very diligent and committed to wearing your retainer, because if not, you will have some relapse even within the first 24 hours. So be committed, wear your retainer. Don't put it in a napkin because you'll lose it. Don't leave it in the car because it gets hot and it can kind of mold differently, and it's not going to fit as good anymore. A good way of keeping it clean is you can wash it with a separate toothbrush with some soap water. Nothing hot, just like warm soap water, and that's it. We can't stress it enough to make sure that you do keep this retainer clean. The reason being is that when you have it on and you're wearing it 23 out of the 24 hours, you're going to sip on something, you're going to snack on something and put your retainer back on, and you have to think about all that sugar that kind of sits on your teeth, all that bacteria that's been sitting on your teeth because you haven't been able to brush, or you haven't used your water pick, or you haven't flossed. So all of that just still sits on your teeth, and not only that, but it sits on your retainer, and your retainer will start to get yellow or very foggy from all that plaque buildup, and then you're gonna be at a higher risk for getting some tooth decay. Your enamel's gonna soften. You can also get halitosis. So that halitosis is bad breath. So make sure that you keep up with cleaning this retainer as well as cleaning your teeth. So now you can take a look at all the pictures that we have from his case from the very beginning to the very end. Remember, this patient was extremely compliant, very committed to wearing his rubber bands, very committed to his hygiene appointments, never missed an appointment, was always wearing his rubber bands. So you can see that even in his appliance, he was keeping it very clean. And so remember that when you're not keeping your appliances clean, bacteria does build up, tartar does build up, and it can interfere with your braces. And if you're also, the biggest thing, you're not wearing your rubber bands, you're definitely going to delay your treatment. And I can't express that enough. So this patient, we are going to miss him so much because he is going to college, and as you can see in this video coming up.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Michigan State.
Most part.
Is there like a symbol you do?
Cool.
We hope he stays warm, and we wish him the best of luck. If you have any questions, just go ahead and comment below. If you have any questions for me on hygiene, on your retainers, on how to use your retainers, how long you're supposed to use your retainers, what hygiene products we recommend, you can always click on the link above or comment below, and we'll see you at the next video. Bye!
If you like Grace's content and you want to see more, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment down below.
Yeah.